We're going to have to move on to Senator Lankford.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you both. Pleased that you're going through this process. You both have incredibly difficult tasks that you've been asked by the president to be able to do. You have great resumes to be able to do it and great backgrounds for this, so I appreciate you stepping up. It is a tremendous sacrifice for your families to be able to do this, so I just, from the people of Oklahoma, I wanted to say thank you for going through the process on this because it's really important. I do want to make two quick side comments because it has been interesting to me the last week or so to hear all the conversation about tariffs, and I'm not a big fan of tariffs. Tariffs are a good negotiating policy to me to be able to try to get down non-tariff barriers and other trade barriers that are out there. So it's a great negotiating piece, but at the end of the day, I want to try to get tariffs as low as we possibly can. But it is interesting to me that a number of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle that have talked about tariffs right now when the tariffs that were put in place under the first Trump administration, President Biden kept all of them and apparently thought they were a good idea and had lots of opportunity to be able to change those, but instead he agreed with them. And that has been an interesting rewrite of history of late on this, but I'm grateful that we've got folks that are engaging, trying to negotiate. Mr. Kimmit, I do have a question, though, about how we're going to deal with some of the negotiations. I've got a lot of companies in Oklahoma that they deal with Chinese or Turkish or Indian or other challenges that they have where they're producing a product, but then other entities will then dump product into the United States at a much cheaper rate, often subsidized internationally. And they dump it into our market, and it drives down the benefit for American companies or drives them out of business entirely, and they're trying to survive it. The challenge is, if you're a really big corporation, you can fight that. If you're a small to mid-sized company and foreign actors are dumping, we have anti-dumping laws and rules on it, but it costs those smaller companies millions of dollars in litigation, years of time to be able to work through it. And they've got to be able to actually get the documents from a foreign company to be able to prove that the foreign company is actually dumping in. There's just a lot of barriers in this and a lot of bureaucracy. My question is, when we can clearly see, and you're a small to mid-sized company, you can clearly see there's dumping, how do we decrease the bureaucracy, decrease the cost, speed up the process so we can hold foreign entities accountable and have American companies that are standing up for their own rights and know that an administration is standing up on their behalf?
Thank you for the question, Senator, and I agree. If confirmed, I would be honored to oversee the Enforcement and Compliance Division at ITA, which plays a vital role in countering dumping and countervailing duties. I think it's important that that unit has the resources they need to process these matters quickly, to bring meaningful relief to U.S. industries. And certainly I'm aware that there is legislation that's being contemplated. The Leveling the Playing Field Act, I think, touches on this, and I would absolutely welcome engagement with you, your team, and this committee on bringing more efficiency to that process to bring quicker relief to small and medium-sized businesses in particular.
Well, it'd be extremely helpful. We're glad to be able to partner with you on this. This matters to the entire country, every small to medium-sized business. Quite frankly, your giant corporations, they'd love to have some help on it as well, so it's not so much legal cost, and they can actually get their moment to be able to actually get it resolved. But small to medium-sized companies especially, this is a huge issue. The other issue is just foreign entities deliberately mislabeling products that are coming in, using a different code, all the different things they're doing, combining packaging in to try to hide what they're doing, so they're not paying duties coming in. Once it's actually discovered, though it may have just absolutely crushed an American company in the process because they've undercut them, the penalty seems to be just back paying the duties, but the American company is still crushed in the process on it. So all those jobs were lost, all the benefit of it to the United States was lost. If they win, the American taxpayer still wins back the duties, but the American worker does not. How do we fix that?
Thank you for the question, Senator. I think we certainly, if confirmed, I would work with CBP to address that issue on the front end to bring stronger enforcement to prevent that from happening, but absolutely would look at the circumvention authorities and all legal authorities that could bring the relief needed, particularly to a damaged U.S. industry. And again, I would welcome the opportunity to work with you, the committee, your staff, to think of creative legislative solutions to that problem.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate both of your help in this. There's a lot that needs to be done. There's about about 70 countries that are all knocking on America's door right now saying we're ready to negotiate. I would tell you my farmers and ranchers, my manufacturers, all of them are eager for that because they've been blocked out of markets all over the world, and they are eager to be able to get a balanced, level playing field so they can get a chance to be able to compete and stop having countries get a chance to be able to block them out from selling their goods and products there. So appreciate all the work that you're planning to be able to do on it. Look forward to voting for you.
Just very quickly, and then I'm going to go to Senator Warren, but all the tariffs I've talked about are new Trump tariffs. And in fact, we just